Before this video starts, I want to thank all the people that guessed the movie quote from the previous video. If you want your comment to be in the next video, watch till the end, guess the movie quote, and if you get it right, your comment will be in the next video. Alright, enjoy the video. Today we're going to talk about the Royal Enfield Himalayan.
Als ik naar de camera kijk, of naar u?
Nee, dat switchen denk ik.
Alsof er een derde persoon zit.
Ja, voilà. I'm here with my dad, so I'm gonna ask him a lot of questions because it's his bike and he knows a lot about it, so let's get started. We're gonna talk about every riding condition, going from smaller roads, small tarmac roads, to highway riding, to off-road and everything in between. So as I said in my last video, I think it's important to know the reviewer's experience. So I'm gonna first ask my dad about his previous bike, which was the GS 1200. It's a big difference coming from a 1200cc to a 400cc, so why did you do that?
I was searching for something a bit cheap, and I fell in love with this bike because I just loved the looks of it. If you want the power, you pay a lot, and you can't really use it, especially not in Belgium. So
True.
why pay for so much horsepower if you can't really use it? You have to limit yourself to take 60 miles an hour, because if you push it to 80, okay, you can do it. You can do it all day long, but that's the maximum speed.
So the price tag is something that really attracted you to the bike, as well as all the possibilities you could do with that price.
Yeah, it was 4,700 euros, and you can do everything the same as a GS, even more because it's lighter, and you're not afraid of dropping it and stuff like that. Because if you drive a BMW, it's an expensive bike, and you are riding with a sort of an anxiety because it's expensive, and you're afraid of putting it somewhere. If you can't see it, you're afraid that people maybe steal it, or this one it's more like casual.
I think it's more eye-catching in the sense of it's a classic look, a vintage look, and I think this looks way better than a big GS bike, but in the regard of it, it looks less expensive.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't look so expensive, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. So small tarmac roads. How is the experience on small tarmac roads?
It's okay. It's ideal for small tarmac roads. Also the bigger tarmac roads, of course, but the bike has no issues. It runs very straight and balanced. The wheels are from steel, so it's rather heavy, and that gives it no wobbly feeling.
You feel that it wants to go in a straight line.
Yeah.
I want to ask the tires. Are they stock or they're different tires already?
There are still the stock tires.
You've ridden 12,000 kilometers with these tires. Do you think they're wasted, or do you think you can still use them?
Maybe 3,000–4,000 kilometers. I already ordered the ones. They're available in my garage.
Okay. And did you pick the same ones or different ones?
The same ones.
So you're happy with the stock tires?
I'm happy with them, yeah.
And are they more off-road oriented or more road oriented?
It's 50-50.
So let's go to the next type of riding, which I think is highway riding. So you went to Portugal. Did you use the highway a lot, or didn't you use it at all? What was the experience like?
I did use a highway. I didn't ride on the left side. I just took it easy around 65 miles an hour.
Which is about 90 kilometers or
90, 100, something like that.
So what would you say the sweet spot is with this bike?
On the highway, definitely 60–65 miles.
So we're talking about long distance riding. How long could you ride without really having an issue with your back or something else?
Probably 3–4 hours.
Yeah.
With the stock seat, that was another story, but with this seat, that's no problem.
Maybe let's talk a little bit more about the seat, because you know it's a big part of the experience. So I know this is one of the first things you changed about the bike, the seat. What didn't you like about the first seat, the stock seat?
Stock seat is more like that, it's curved, and this one now is straight. So for me, that's much higher. That much higher. So the stock seat is like that.
Yeah.
And then it goes up. So from my length, you see, it's ideal now. It's the same as.
Yeah.
This is ideal because it's not too soft, but also not too hard. And the stock seat, for me, it was too soft actually.
I'm gonna include a link in the description of the brand of this seat for the people that are interested. It's Ray Z.
Yeah.
It's custom made, so yeah, it's a really. I've sat on it also, and it's a really comfortable seat. For me, it's a little bit too big, but if you're 6 foot or up, it's a pretty good choice. I think it's clear this bike is really made for long distance travel. Are there any other points on the bike that you think really suits its long distance feature?
For me, it's the simplicity of it. So the engine is very approachable, it's very sturdy, you can easily change a wheel, it's very accessible.
I don't think you're gonna end up in a ditch somewhere with this bike. I think you're always going to be able to change you know, a clutch cable or a tire or whatever. It's all gonna be very simple to do yourself.
I'm not too technical, but maybe you can find people that can do it for you, and
Yeah.
that's also important. Though you don't have to order a difficult part.
Yeah.
So,
but in comparison to like this big BMW GS bike, there's no electronics on this, or not a lot of electronics on this. It's pretty straightforward, so you're always gonna be able to find someone that's going to be able to fix this bike. So maybe one other point that's a little bit associated with long distance is going 2 up or taking a passenger. Can you elaborate a little bit more about going 2 up with this bike?
of course, it's able because you have foot pegs for the back rider, but the seat is not so big, and there is of course a problem of the horsepower. So it's just 25 horsepower, so you feel it.
Yeah.
But if your goal is 2 up, maybe you're better with that one over there.
Yeah, I think so too. Then we have come to the type of riding that this bike was actually made for. It's a purpose-built bike for actually going off-road. You really feel this when you're standing up. I have already experienced this. It's very comfortable. You feel like this bike is made for that. Do you agree?
Not totally. You can do, of course, off-road with it, but it's not a dirt bike. So gravel roads, that's okay. You can do off-road, but you're not going to do quick off-road.
So if you want to push the limits, there are better bikes out there.
There are better bikes out there, and suspension is very soft also, so it's very comfy if you ride slowly. But if you're going too hard off-road,
You feel the limits on the bike if you're pushing it off-road.
yeah.
Because I think a lot of people buy this bike to go off-road. I'm actually a bit surprised that you say this bike isn't really an off-road bike. Because if I compare this to my Honda CB500X, it really feels like an off-road bike. It feels very natural standing up and stuff like that. So why would you say it's not?
It all depends on what do you call off-road.
Yeah, so you're defining off-road like the most difficult stuff, like the rivers and the hard, the soft sand and the mud
Yeah.
and everything like that.
The river will be okay, but the soft sand,
Yeah,
that's off-road.
yeah.
With gravel and rocky roads and fire roads, and that's ideal.
So now let's talk about things you don't like about this bike, because I don't want this video to be one-sided. I want it to be realistic. So what are things that you don't like about this bike?
It's known that the front brakes aren't really very good, and that's true. They aren't really very good. A better brake would be nice.
And the second thing?
The lack of horsepower is not really negative, but I can imagine that for some people it's not strong enough, the bike is not powerful enough. So an Himalayan with a 650, I would consider that also, because the power is just enough.
So about the power, I totally agree. When I was going to buy a bike, I also considered this one. The thing that's put me off is a little bit the lack of power. It's got enough power to go through traffic and all different type of situations, but there's a little bit of a fun aspect that me, a young guy, really, likes to have a little bit more power. Not too much power, but just that tad bit more. So I agree on that.
So you're calling me an old guy now?
Huh? No, I'm calling myself a young guy. So if you have to say one more thing that you don't like, what would it be?
Let me think. Let me look. The seat.
The seat, the stock seat.
The stock seat.
So those were 3 things you would say you dislike about the bike. What are your 3 favorite things about this bike?
The price.
Yeah, the price tag.
The simplicity and the functionality. The ease of adding luggage to it, and it blends in.
It blends in.
It's not a flashy bike, and yeah.
Okay, so that was it for this video. Thank you for doing this and talking with me about this bike. I'm sure we'll do another video together in the future. So yeah, have you got anything to say for the outro?
Don't forget the movie quote.
Don't forget the movie quote, that's right. Perfectly balanced. Like all things should be.
You make it too simple.
I make it too simple. People say to me that's too hard.
Ah, okay.
Do you know every movie quote that I've done?
The last one was too simple.
The last one was the last movie quote that I did. I made that too easy on purpose, because I thought less and less people are guessing the movie quotes, and I have more and more views, so something's wrong. I'm making it too difficult. So the last one I made very simple, and immediately there were 3 or 4 people that guessed it. So I think I need to find that sweet spot to make it not too easy but not too hard.